Hello everyone, my name is Satprit Singh and I am the Director and CEO of Adas Corporation in Manteca, California, USA. I studied computer science and applications, law and business administration with specialization in organizational leadership and strategies. I am IRS EA and practice independently. As a searcher and practitioner, I feel that we need a framework or model that academic and non-academic fields can use by consuming and contributing knowledge. I am thankful to organizing committee of International Conference on Computational Science and Computational Intelligence in Las Vegas, Nevada, and that provide me an opportunity to introduce a new learning research model called LACGC to contribute knowledge by diagnosing, analyzing, consuming, and finding gaps in the existing knowledge. It is named as a learning research model because, as a researcher, scholar, and practitioner, we all know that gaining knowledge and contributing to the existing knowledge is a never-ending process and it goes from generations to generations. Our agenda for today is to discuss how this newly developed model LACGC helps academicians and practitioners in academic and non-academic fields, how it can be used in real life and practice, what is knowledge, what is contribution in knowledge, why STEM is important, and how this model plays a vital role in STEM. What are andragogy and pedagogy techniques? We will briefly discuss what is literature, analysis, consumption gap, and contribution is. Then we will discuss the 5 stages of LACGC learning research model. Finally, we will conclude with a summary of the LACGC model. Facts, information, skills gained through experience and education is knowledge. Knowledge is a theoretical and practical understanding of particular research. It is an awareness gained by experience of facts, situations, circumstances, and education. Knowledge is an ability of the human's far-sightedness, the creation of new knowledge based on the existing available knowledge by extensive and innovative research is called contribution to the knowledge. Organizations establish their research and development departments to identify the gaps in the available knowledge and try to fill some of them and improve the productivity and performance of employees and organizations. Researchers, scholars, and practitioners always has a focal point to innovate new ideas, knowledge, method, and technologies to complete at domestic and international levels and in the domestic and international market. As we all know, STEM is an abbreviation of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Science studies life and material that already exist in the universe but is hidden from human eyes and approaches. Technology is application of science and knowledge to practical means for the advancement and help of humans and the environment more effectively, efficiently, and accurately. Engineering is a real use of science, technology, and mathematical principles, rules, and designs to build structure for the benefits of the human and the environment. Mathematics is the science of numbers and formulas. It studies the quality, space, structure, and change in science, technology, and engineering. STEM combines theoretical knowledge into skills to use in practice or in the real world. It helps to learn, diagnose, analyze, invent, and contribute to existing knowledge. Substantial research shows a gap between scholar-practitioner knowledge creation and practitioners' implementation of created knowledge in organizations. Therefore, STEM is a continuous contribution to the existing knowledge for improvements. The LACGC model starts with learning existing knowledge, analyzing it, and consuming it. The consumption of knowledge leads to identify the existing gaps in the current knowledge and encourages scholars, practitioners, and researchers to fill some of them by contributing new knowledge with newly developed ideas and inventions. Contribution to knowledge is impossible without reviewing the current research by existing literature. Literature is a comprehensive review of previous research on the subject, topic, or field in the concern. It is a collection of published information and material on a particular area of research in the form of books, journal articles, academic values, and experiences. It establishes in-depth understanding of knowledge and background of knowledge in the research area. Literature reviews makes the basis for high-quality research and helps maximizing relevance, originality, and impact. It provides context, inform methodologies, maximize innovation, avoid duplicate research, and ensures that the professional standards are met. The literature review always takes time and continues throughout the process until the contribution to the knowledge. Newly developed research becomes a part of the literature for the future and further research. Analysis means breaking a search area or literature into parts to inspect, understand, and restructure them in a way to make sense. It is a process to clean, change, and use information to help in decision making. We live in the age of information that routinely produce a lot of data, even with dedicated researchers. The analysis plays a vital role and separates relevant data from the literature for further research. Analysis of existing knowledge can be diagnostic, predictive, prospective, text, and statistical. Diagnostic analysis answers why did this happen. It identifies the pattern and finds similar patterns in the past and tries to make sense of existence. Predictive analysis answers what is most likely to be happen. Perspective analysis uses ways to identify the sense of existence from various perspectives. Text analysis is the mining of relevant knowledge or patterns from the large data sets and databases and from information. Statistical analysis answers what happened. It can be descriptive, called complete analysis, or inferential analysis, which means partial analysis or partial knowledge. Adapting the existing knowledge or information and implementing that knowledge into practice or real life is called consumption of knowledge. Consumption can only acquire from outside sources, previous researchers, scholars, literature, and analysis. Consumption is the primary foundation and backbone for all academic and non-academic organizations. Andragogy and pedagogy are the techniques used to learn, teach, train, and consume knowledge. Andragogy is a mature way used by a mature group of people like researchers, scholars, and practitioners because they already know about the existing research field. Pedagogy techniques are used by people who do not know anything about the existing literature in the research field. Consumption of knowledge provides various methods and techniques to modify business behaviors, update technologies, and improve relationships. Academic and non-academic businesses need improvement, and consumption of knowledge helps to identify the gaps where improvements is possible and needed within the organization, whether academic and non-academic. Research is always conducted to bridge or address a gap in knowledge or research. To understand and identifying the gap in existing knowledge or research requires an in-depth literature review, analysis, and consumption of existing knowledge. Gap is an opportunity where a scholar or practitioner's mind starts developing various thoughts and ideas. It encourages creativity and inventions. It makes scholars and practitioners more curious to develop new technology that can make this world more comfortable for humans as well as the environment. Once gap is identified, scholars, practitioners, and research tries to fill some of those gaps by constructing new knowledge. The continuous sustainable growth of academic and non-academic businesses is only possible with continuous improvement. The construction of knowledge generates idea, methods, models, approaches, and technology to keep them updated in the fast-changing domestic and global market. Each organization, whether academic or non-academic, tries to establish its research and development departments where they make theoretical and practical inventions to fill some gaps in the existing knowledge, to improve themselves and to facilitate others. It keeps them on the top of the industry with sustainable long-term growth. Without the contribution and construction of new knowledge, existing technology and knowledge will get outdated, and the outcomes of the business will adversely impact their future. LACGC model is a learning research model for knowledge and contribution. It has 5 stages: literature, analysis, consumption, gap, and contribution. These 5 stages are independent as well as interrelated to each other. LACGC believes that the consumption, creation, and implementation of new ideas, disciplines, methods, and technology is a never-ending process and goes for generations and generations. Therefore, LACGC has an unrestricted number of occurrences or reoccurrences. This model is also very successful in both andragogy and pedagogy techniques and methods for learning, teaching, training, understanding, finding gaps, and constructing new knowledge. LACGC is shaped as a cloud and assumes that a layman or an expert can enter into the cloud based on their level of existing knowledge and searching from their level of expertise. The initial stage of the LACGC model is learning through research and review by reading the existing knowledge. Learning can be through books, literature, scholarly articles, and current research. Most part of the literatures concentrate on the idea of study and learning. The shape of this stage has a cut on the top right corner to show it is like a book, article, or a literature. It is a door to enter and start research. This stage holds all the literature based on previous research, rules, regulations, policies, methods, and technologies for future and further research. The habit of study literature generates curiosity in researchers, scholars, and practitioners for analysis. The critical literature review is necessary to the current knowledge for better understanding. The analysis is the second stage of LACGC model for the detailed review and examination of past and recent researches. This stage provides an examination and experiments of the existing literature in detail. It has to understand the nature, structure, design, successes, failures, and procedures faced to reach the existing desired results. It critically evaluates written work, judgments, interpretations, perspectives, and expressions of prior research. The analysis stage is covered from both sides because literature gets analyzed from various factors in this stage. The analysis stage develops critical thinking and curiosity for the subsequent consumption of knowledge. The use and complete understanding of available information of existing data is known as consumption of knowledge. Knowledge consumption is the in-depth understanding of the literature after critical analysis passing through reflexivity. Consuming means adapting in detail the current research, literature, and theories. This stage shape is molded from two sides to represent the consumption of knowledge and starts preparing the researchers, scholars, and practitioners to find insufficient, mistaken, unevidenced, unaddressed information. Adopting the current knowledge with critical analysis produces the gap in current research and encourages scholars, researchers, and practitioners to find the gap in it. Literature always has a gap in the current research. It is missing or insufficient information and has scope for further research. It identifies the problem and issues not addressed before in the research. This stage reveals all the areas for current and future exploration and research. LACGC model's diamond shape provides the opportunity to find literature gaps for future research. This stage finds all the gaps in the existing empirical work that still needs to be addressed within the field, or sometimes a new idea or concept that has never been studied generates a gap in the research field for improvement, whether academic or non-academic. Construction is the process of creating and addressing the existing literature gaps. The creation of new knowledge is constructed by filling some gap in the existing literature. New ideas, thoughts, methods, procedures, design, and technology developed in this stage benefits organizations and individuals. Researchers, scholars, and practitioners are always curious to find gaps and try to fill some of them by contributing new knowledge. LACGC model's oval shape represents that the creation of new knowledge and the contribution of created knowledge to the existing literature is a never-ending process. When I say never-ending process, this shape has a no start point and no end point. A layman or an expert can start their search from their level of expertise. Newly created knowledge becomes a part of the literature for future and further researches. The LACGC model can be further used for the unlimited number of reoccurrences to create, generate, and fill gaps left behind in the current research. Research is a never-ending process of learning and developing. LACGC can be used for generations and generations by academicians and practitioners. All individuals and all organizations, whether academic or non-academics, can use the LACGC model for future sustainable thriving growth. LACGC has to learn, analyze, and consume knowledge in the learning environment to find gaps and try to fill some of them on each occurrence or reoccurrence. Finally, this concludes the introduction of LACGC model, and I am thankful to all of you and the conference organizing committee. Thank you once again.